For centuries, the desert has been the ultimate test of endurance for any machine. But welcome to the year 2050, where the desert doesn't just test machines, it destroys them. Temperatures now routinely soar to a blistering 60 degrees Celsius. Vicious sandstorms can rage for days on end, and sudden heat waves can literally melt a traditional engine in minutes. Today, we're pushing the limits of engineering. We're taking the future-ready Toyota Corolla SolarForce 2050 and challenging it to survive a full, non-stop journey across the Red Dune Belt, now the hottest desert on the face of the earth. There will be no shade. There will be no breaks. Just 60-degree heat, scorching winds, and an AI-driven environment designed to push this car past its breaking point. Let's find out if the legendary Corolla can survive the future. We begin our test at the very edge of the Red Dune Belt. The air here feels like a blast furnace. The wind carries sand so hot it could scorch your skin on contact. This is the world the Corolla SolarForce 2050 was built for. It comes equipped with a revolutionary quantum-cool battery core, designed to stay ice-cold even when the outside temperature hits 60 degrees. Its body is covered in SolarSkin Panels that continuously recharge the battery from the intense sunlight. A layer of HeatShield Nano-Paint reflects an incredible 90% of all thermal radiation. And a specialized SandSeal system keeps the finest, most damaging dust out of the engine and critical components. Guiding the entire operation is an AI Desert Navigator that predicts the movement of the shifting dunes in real time. But even with all this futuristic tech, nothing can fully prepare a car or a driver for temperatures this extreme. As the Corolla begins its journey into the furnace, the dashboard display flashes. The temperature has crossed 58 degrees Celsius. A warning appears. Extreme heat zone, proceed with caution. The sand under the tires starts to soften, turning into a fiery quicksand. The tires begin to sink deeper with every meter forward. Instantly, the AI switches the car into desert mode. The suspension lifts, increasing ground clearance, and the tires automatically expand, creating a wider footprint for better grip on the soft surface. The quantum cool system kicks into high gear, pumping a cold mist around the battery core to keep it stable. But then, out of nowhere, a heat gust hits. A terrifying wave of superheated air, peaking at 61.5 degrees, slams into the car, carrying sand that feels like molten needles. In a split second, the exterior sensors react, sealing all vents to protect the cabin. The SolarSkin panels auto-adjust their molecular structure, changing color to a brilliant white to reflect the maximum amount of heat. Midway through the desert, our visibility drops to almost zero. Intense mirages warp the horizon, making the path ahead completely disappear. It's a classic desert trap. The AI Desert Navigator immediately activates its 3D dune mapping system. A holographic display projects onto the windshield, showing us the terrain ahead and, more importantly, revealing underground heat pockets, the deadliest hidden danger in this desert. The Corolla maneuvers carefully, guided by the AI, but then one of the heat pockets collapses right beneath us. The front of the car dips violently, plunging into a soft, collapsing dune. Blazing hot sand pours over the hood like a wave. The cabin temperature climbs rapidly. The heat shield paint on the exterior begins to glow an intense white as it fights to reflect the insane heat radiating from the sand. The Toyota's cooling fans roar into overdrive mode, blasting out 80-degree air from the engine bay without a single sign of overheating. Slowly, powerfully, the car claws its way out of the sand trap. Just as the extraction point comes into view, the hottest moment of the day strikes. A 60-degree superheat wave, a wall of pure thermal energy stretching across the entire desert. Most other vehicles would shut down instantly, their engines boiling, batteries failing, and electronics melting into slag. But the Corolla 2050 is built for this. It switches into Solar Boost survival mode. The solar panels absorb the maximum amount of light, converting the sun's attack into pure power. The quantum cool system surges to 200% capacity. The windows tint to a complete blackout to shield the interior, and the air conditioning continues to run without draining a single watt from the main battery, powered entirely by the solar energy being absorbed. The car pushes through the final grueling kilometers, fighting against blistering winds and towering dune walls that seem to rise up to block its path. And finally, after hours of being cooked inside a furnace, the Corolla reaches the extraction point, still running, still cool inside, still alive. The Toyota Corolla SolarForce 2050 just proved that in a future ruled by extreme heat, it's not just a commuter car, it's a survivor. 60-degree temperatures, violent heat waves, collapsing dunes. And it just kept going. If this is what everyday driving is going to look like in 2050, then the Corolla isn't just reliable anymore, it's unstoppable. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next extreme future battle, and don't forget to subscribe for more.